This is ABC 7 News, Chicago's #1 news with Jose Sanders, Judy Sue, weather with meteorologist Tracy Butler, and Roz Barron's traffic. This is ABC 7 News this morning.
Dr. Conrad Murray receives the maximum sentence of 4 years in jail for causing Michael Jackson's death. Judge Michael Pastor rejected Murray's plea for probation. Dr. Murray is convicted of involuntary manslaughter, accused of administering a deadly overdose of propofol. The judge said Murray was, quote, motivated by money, fame, and prestige, and cared more about himself than Michael Jackson. Attorney Thomas Glasgow joins us now with a closer look at that decision right now. Always good to see you, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Now, the judge has some really, really harsh words for Dr. Murray. Why do you think he gave him the maximum penalty?
It boils down to two things: the trust, the abuse of trust, and the lack of remorse. The trust that he had, that sacred trust of patient and doctor, he felt that this doctor left Michael Jackson sitting there in a position of vulnerability and trust. The recording of Michael Jackson on his cell phone where he was slurring his words was outrageous to the judge. Also, the remorse, the lack of remorse. We can't take into consideration a person testifying or not testifying during the course of trial. Judges or juries can't do that. However, after the trial is over and he's been found guilty, the judge can take into account lack of remorse before, during, and after this. You heard about the documentary. You heard about the fact that he sat and talked about Michael Jackson entrapping him. And he actually said he blamed the victim, which really, really put him in a position of feeling that this was what he referred to, a homicide. And he really felt that the doctor caused this.
Thomas, 4 years is the sentence, but he likely will now serve all of that, right?
More than unlikely not, because of the realignment in 2011 in October. The judge does not have the power to send him to prison. He has to go to the county jail. Now, that doesn't mean that he's not going to serve time. What it means is he's going to do 4 years, roughly half that, and then he's eligible for early release. We all remember Lindsay Lohan getting 30 days, and she did 4.5 hours in jail. It's roughly the same thing. It gives the sheriff of the county discretion as to whether or not to let non-violent offenders to go.
Real quickly, let's talk about the Rob Blagojevich case. They filed those position papers.
Yes.
What do you expect to actually happen next Tuesday?
Well, remember, Rezko got 10.5 years. To boil it down, I really think that Blagojevich is going to get much more harsh sentence than this, because he was more or less the ringleader. And he had the bigger position of trust. When we go back to abuse of position of trust, that's what he did. I think you're going to see a really big sentence on Mr. Blagojevich, and we're seeing more and more and bigger sentences in public corruption cases to send that message: you can't get away with this. You can't abuse the public trust.
Well, this is all happening next week. We certainly will be following it and talking with you as well. Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Thomas. Right now it's time to